Good day, everybody. My name is Deborah Gallahawk, and this is the Brave Hearts for Jesus channel. First of all, previously, um, you have seen me on Yankee Girl Down Under for Jesus. I had that channel up for 4 years. And isn't it amazing how when you're trying to share Jesus and share videos and clips and just things that the Lord lays upon your heart, you're persecuted for that. And then they blocked my videos, stating that there was things on there that was not appropriate. Well, the sad thing is they will allow a beheading of our American journalist on YouTube. And it took quite a while for them to take it off, but yet they will block me for sharing Jesus Christ. So I'm on this channel. We'll see how long it lasts. But, and I'm not going to stop sharing Jesus just because YouTube doesn't like it or people don't like it. Doesn't matter. I'm here to share Jesus Christ and to warn people that there's a day of reckoning coming and a day of judgment. But Jesus is calling unto the people to prepare. And if you don't know Jesus Christ as your Savior and you're not prepared, that it's just like that shaking. It comes in an instant. Remember, like the just recently the earthquake in California. It happened without warning, and people even said that it happened without warning. It happened in a sudden. Well, that's what's going to happen when the bride of Christ is taken in the rapture. It will happen quickly, and it will be at a time that people least expect it. And we are in the days of Noah, and we are also in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah. And the sad thing is, there's people that's walking around like zombies, and they don't even want to recognize that Jesus Christ is coming back. And you got a lot of the mockers and the scoffers out there making fun and say, yeah, I heard that, about that. And, my grandmother said that 100 years ago. Well, let me tell you what, we're closer even more today than we was when your grandmother said that 100 years ago. Think about that. If you look around you and the things that's happening in Israel and all around the world, the body of Christ is sensing this. There's little children ages 8 and 10 and even younger that's having prophetic dreams about the rapture and about Jesus Christ. Even all other types of countries like India and Pakistan. Do you know there's children ages 8 to 10 that fall upon their face before Yeshua, Jesus Christ, and they're praying for other countries that and interceding in prayer because they know that the time is at hand, and they are praying for the people to come to know Jesus Christ. These are little children, not like little children that just go out and play in the yard or get on their bikes or play games on YouTube or get on the Facebook or whatever. They're actually on their faces before God, and we're talking Pakistan and India. Um, and they do it 2 and 3 hours a day, every day. And I don't even pray like that. And these are children that's doing this. And Jesus said that in the last days that your the children and the young men and women, they would have these prophetic dreams, and they would see these visions, and then the old men would dream dreams. Okay, so I am a half a century old as of September 1st, and I will be 50 years old. And maybe you could say I dream dreams now because I'm a half a century old, but these children are having prophetic visions. And Jesus is giving them those visions, and in return, they are trying to warn you that Jesus Christ is coming back. You better take heed to what they're saying, because he takes the meek to confound the wise, and he will take a little child to try to reach these ignorant, stubborn people that don't want to believe that Jesus Christ is returning. And I want to share something with you. Two things real quickly. Australia, looks are deceiving people. And just because we have a beautiful Australia and we have beautiful beaches and we have our yacht races and we have Sydney and the Opera House and all these wonderful places to go to and pristine, beautiful paradise-looking beaches. Don't let the looks deceive you. Australia is turning just as wicked as United States of America. We have people in Melbourne and Sydney that think that it is okay to marry same-sex same-sex people, man with man, woman with woman. They believe that now that they need their rights as far as abortion, um, they would rather bow down and respect New Age and New Age beliefs. We have like these little markets every Sunday, and I can't emphasize this. We have markets that talk about witchcraft and New Age and crystals and chakra aligning and all this stuff. But I've walked in those markets and there's not been anyone share about Jesus Christ. You know how scary that is, how sad that is, and how blind people are here in Queensland and even around in Australia. And they don't think it's coming. They do not think that judgment's coming to them. They think, oh, well, that's America. They're the ones that's going to get, there's going to ones to feel the wrath. We're fine. We're the lucky country. No, you're not the lucky country because you're following right along with America. So is Great Britain. So, when dominoes fall, they all fall. One falls and the rest fall. So people better need to wake up. Another thing, too, Satan is using two things. He's using religion and race to stir up things in the last days. You take a good look at what's going on in the world today. Everything from race to religion. And it's all based on that. The things that's going on in Ferguson, that's not about race. It's about hatred. Um, so Satan uses the excuse of hatred and then spins that around saying, well, let's combine Islam with the blacks because you know what? They're our brothers and sisters. Do you see what they're doing? And people like Press TV and RT News are using race and religion as well and to attack the Jew and the Christian. Um, but it's Satan's little game. And let me tell you what, he's using Christians to fuel the fire. You want to know how? When you leave nasty comments and you hate other people and you don't pray for other people, you don't do good, like Jesus said, do good to other people that use you, or pray for them that persecute you, or love them that hate you. When you don't follow those rules, you are playing into the hands of Satan. You're like that match that just is lit and set on a pile of paper, and poof, it gets out of hand. Take a look at it. Look at the video blogs. Anywhere from YouTube to Facebook, and Jesus said you're supposed to let your light shine, Christian. So you're not supposed to hate people, and yes, that includes Islam. You're not to hate Muslims, you're not to hate other religions, and you're not to hate other races of people, because we're all a melting pot of color, and in the end, every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that he's Lord. And that's all tribes, tongues, and nations that are going to bow before him. So you don't have the excuse to sit on a pedestal and say, I'm a Jew or I'm a Christian and I can tell you this is how it is and this is how you are. No, you don't. You need to keep that mouth shut. And if you are using blessings and cursings from the same mouth, let me tell you what, um, that's a no-go either with God. You don't do that. And matter of fact, there is people that are not even practicing the Islamic belief. They may be Muslim, but they're not practicing the Islamic belief, and they're not, into that. And it's just like, people here that say that they know Jesus, but they're not really Christian, like that. And they are not speaking like some of the Christians are. And hatred. We're not to hate people and say, well, we want their children dead because they're in Gaza. That's wrong. I'm sorry, but that's wrong. Do you think Jesus accepts that? He doesn't. What would Jesus do? You know? And I see that on J Post. This is Israel. We're supposed to set an example, Israel? Oh, what kind of example is that when we talk about how we have a right to bomb people? Um, Vengeance is the Lord's. It's not yours. And yes, God's hand is upon Israel. But let me tell you what, he sees into the hearts of the people. He knows the ones that know him as Yeshua HaMashiach. And he knows the ones that are playing the game and saying, well, because I'm in Israel, I'm the one that's protected. You better walk very carefully when you say that. Because, you know, He's going. It's just like putting that blood post over, the blood over the doorpost. Excuse me. He knows the ones that are faithfully serving him, and he knows the ones that's just putting on the label of Christian or Jew, or saying that, I have a right to set myself on a pedestal and say that, guess what, I can say that, and I can put people down, and I'm allowed to because, that's my country. No, you don't. You don't have a right to talk like that or to be hateful to anyone. And that's including people that don't even have a religion. There's people that are atheists that are trying to reach God, and I see Christians get on there and say that they're no good and they don't deserve Christ because they believe in monkeys. Whatever happened to prayer? Whatever happened to loving and letting God deal with the heart, right? That's gone, ain't it? See what I mean? You Christians are inflaming it, and that's not appropriate. It is not appropriate. As for Australia, I sound this every Sunday, and I'm going to sound it again. And I go down to the beach, and they're oblivious to the sound. They don't hear it. Last week, a woman, she was Hindu, and she came from India, and she now lives in Rockhampton. And her daughter were the only two people to ask about the shofar and ask about Jesus Christ. And I shared the plan of salvation with them. Two people out of about 150 at the beach. Okay, there's a problem there, isn't there? So I'm going to sound the shofar. I'm going to tell you how loud it is. You know what? If people can't hear that, there's a serious problem. And that's because their eyes are closed, their ears are closed, and their spirit is shut. And that's when you need to pray for them. Do not hate them. And let me tell you what, those people, you people that are protesting and stating that it's okay to protest, and you can protest to a point. Let me clarify this. But when you start hating God and you start blaming Him, then that's a fine line. Every knee will bow and every tongue will confess. Whatever's happening in Gaza, God has already prophesied what's going to happen. And we need to pray for those people that they will come to know Jesus Christ. No one deserves to die. No children deserves to die. It doesn't matter whether Israeli or Islamic children, Muslims. They don't deserve to die, and you don't have a right to say that they need to be destroyed. Okay? That's wrong. In the eyes of God, that is wrong. And He said, suffer not the little children to come unto me, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So when you are hating those children that are dying, being used because of a false religion, then how can you say that you're Christian when you talk like that? And especially on a channel called J-Post. That's wrong, Where is the respect for God? And the Torah doesn't speak of that. And you shouldn't talk like that. And that's not right. That is not the right way to be projecting God's love. You're supposed to set an example, Israel. And these people that are doing that, God knows your heart. And God forbid somebody wants to hate children and see them be blown up. That's hatred. It's demonic. And I won't stand for it. So, I'm going to pray for those that that persecute me. And I'm going to love them that hate me. And I'm going to do good that despitefully use me. Just as Jesus said. And we need to follow that example. If not, if we don't have love, we're not nothing. God bless you and keep you. This is Yankee, or I said Yankee Girl Down Under. That was my last channel. It is Brave Hearts for Jesus. God bless you. Shalom.